our work. And one of them is to be a happy person. Would you talk about that more, please?
Um, Yeah, look, I mean, it gets down to a simple question. Why do we come here to this planet? I mean, what's the purpose of our life here? You know, I mean, is the purpose of life just getting enmeshed in labyrinths of tension all the time and craziness that goes on in this world? Or is it, excuse me, everybody has to sit still because if you're moving, it really disrupts the energy of the class. So please try and sit still another 10 minutes. I mean, look, when people, you think about why do people get married? Why do they fall in love? Why do they buy a house? Why do they have 10 pairs of shoes? Why do they have wardrobe? I mean, all of it is supposed to equal somehow becoming happy. And yet, to find a happy person, it would be easier to find the Holy Grail in life. And that is the goal. I've always said for years now, happy people are enlightened people. People that can live with their hearts open, that have love inside them, that have compassion for other human beings, that truly, have found the highest principles of what it means to be a human being. And that's to live here with their hearts open, with love inside them. And I think that is the goal of humanity. It's the ultimate goal of humanity. When I was younger, I used to read a lot of philosophy, Plato, Aristotle, Spinoza, et cetera, et cetera. And they would write these treatises of very difficult to understand books, you know. And the ultimate goal of almost every one of these books was that human beings were born here to be happy. And I rebelled against that. I said, no, that can't be. I mean, there's got to be something else, something more profound. And as I lived my life, I began to realize, no, Stuart, that really is the goal of humanity, to be happy. And how do you get that happiness? You need to build a system inside yourself that is strong enough to deal with all the tension, the pressures of life, financial tensions, financial pressures. And you need to be able to, you know, uh, you need to be able to have a kind of chakra system inside you that can keep the heart open. The heart's like a flower. It needs a stem, it needs roots. What are the roots in a person? The chakra right below the navel, the chi, the power in a human being, the foundation. Understand that enables the flower to open and to stay open. So I think that, to me anyway, ultimately, after, I used to think politics, I used to think this, that, I had, some great career and some, and ultimately got back to Stuart. You know, the goal of all humanity, the ultimate goal of all humanity is to truly live here with their hearts open. And probably 98% of all the crap that goes on in this world, the wars, the epidemics, to this, to that, pandemic, I mean, it has to do with the chaos inside of human beings. And there really isn't a sustained kindness in people, a love that truly allows them to forgive transgressions. And as I've been talking lately, it's allow them to allow life to be their teacher, to let life itself, the good, the bad, the indifferent, and the ugly, and there's a bunch of it for all of us, to be our teacher. And in order to deal with it, we need to get really strong inside. To be able to embrace life, you have to be very, very strong inside yourself. To find things wrong in the world doesn't take any great genius because there's so much wrong. But to learn, how can this teach me to grow? How can this teach me to reach a higher place inside myself? How can this teach me to love people in my life unconditionally? I mean, when a human being arrives at that level, they've arrived at a pretty high level of being. And it's really what meditation is all about. Meditation is not about getting religious. It's not about, you know, I mean, it's not
Mm.
about worshiping, ministers and gurus and all. It's all nonsense. Understand? It's about truly learning how to find one's own self-worth and truly learning how to use that self-worth to open and embrace whatever life has to teach us and not be judgmental and critical and knowing better. What is it teaching me about me? Why am I attracting this? Why am I attracting negative situations? Mostly because we give off negativity and it comes back. Please try and sit still. I know you all are new here, but you got to sit still because if you fidget, you move, it really just breaks up the whole energy of the meditation. And that's basically, took me a long time to learn this. I used to ask myself that question all the time, Pat. What was the purpose of me being born in the tenements of the Bronx? What was the purpose of all of that? What did I learn there? A lot. And ultimately, whatever I learned there taught me how to embrace life. A great teacher for me. And the only way I can open to that teaching is I have to live with my heart open. And I can't be critical. What is it teaching me? What are these crazy people in Washington teaching me about me and what I have to do to grow inside myself and to understand what's real, what's an illusion, what's transitory, what comes and goes, and what's permanent in the universe. And this is what we're born here to learn, how to take suffering and transform it into love and to transform it into the highest levels of our humanity. When they say God is love, it's really true. It's trite. It's so trite. It's written everywhere, but it's really true. And in order to sustain that love in ourselves, we need to build a system. That is what meditation is for. Meditation is not about coming and worshiping gurus. And I mean, yeah, I was a guru. I've given it up. I always say it's really boring to sit in an ivory tower. It's about helping people to build systems to where they can find the real guru, which is life. And whatever life has to teach each individual and unique human being. There is no two people see the world the same. Everybody sees their own reality. And what is that reality teaching? What's real, what's not real, how important it is to live with love and compassion and an open heart.
Mm.
Everything else is transitory, comes and goes. Everything comes and goes. It's transitory. We're born, we live, we die, We have money, we don't have money, we have this, we have that, we have possessions. One day it's all gone. So what's the purpose of that 60, 80, 20, 30 years that we spend? We're given the gift of life, this amazing sacred treasure called life. And we have to learn how to use that gift to nurture the soul and build a connection with higher energy in the universe. And until we learn how to do that, we'll be given the gift of life over and over and over. And all of this suffering and struggle, it just continues until we finally learn how to keep our hearts open.
Mm.
Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart. That's very good.
You're welcome. Looking forward to seeing you soon. You're really great. Bring a heavy jacket. It's going to be, it might be very cold here.
He already packed one.
Does anyone else, Bob, you don't have a question? Does anyone else have a question they would like to?
Hi, Stuart, it's Lynn.
Yes, Lynn.
When one is grieving, speaking of open hearts, can your heart be open while you're grieving?
Can you repeat that?
It's about grieving.
Yes.
Wondering if the heart can be open or is open while you're grieving because you're feeling love.
Grieving won't open the heart. You know what will open the heart? Gratitude. Simple gratitude is all you need to open the heart. Then you take a breath into the heart, and the power of the breath, it will expand and strengthen the heart center. But the breath won't open. If you are tight like this and you try to breathe, you're going to make it tighter. But if you just feel gratitude, it's so simple. I mean, is there anyone in this place here now who doesn't have gratitude for something in their life? And that opens the heart. Then you take a breath into the heart, and the air, the breath will strengthen the heart center. Breath is life. You understand? I always talk about this. Breath is life. Try not to breathe for 3 minutes, see what happens. Understand?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
life. Every time you take an inhalation, you're taking in life, all of life. Every time you exhale, you're letting go of a part of yourself. You're surrendering. There's that wonderful mantra, so hum,
Mhm.
and you just, as you inhale, you say so to yourself. As you exhale, you say hum. And so hum translated means, so means I am, hum that. And if you listen to your breathing, eventually it becomes so hum. I am that. Every breath we take is like a prayer. It's a prayer. I am. So a
Thank
little gratitude goes a long way to opening the heart. A lot of gratitude really goes a long way.
Mhm. Thank
Grateful for your life, grateful for your connection with God, spirit, whatever you want to call that. Having gratitude.
you.
Oh. Georgie, I think your name is. Listen, you have to sit still. I really mean this. I mean, if you're drinking and you're fidgeting during the class, it disrupts the class. And if you need to take a drink of something, wait 10 minutes. It'll be there and it won't disrupt the class. I hate to keep repeating this, but the new people have to learn this. It's very, very important, sitting still, because any movement or drinking, suddenly the whole energy just breaks up in the class. And it not only affects the person who does it, it affects everybody here. So please, let's everybody just 2.5 minutes, let this all go on. try and sit still. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you, and God bless you all, and thank you all. Very deeply grateful for every single one of you being here, being part of these classes, being in my life, and demanding that I have to do this. I have to grow every single day of my life. And I couldn't think of greater reason to say thank you to anybody for providing that kind of opportunity. So God bless you all. There'll be class on Wednesday and Thursday, and next Sunday, no, because there'll be a retreat going on and it'll just be too much. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody soon, and have a wonderful evening. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Thank you, Stuart.
Good night.
Thank you.